Oh, yeah. Well, anyways, so we're out of time to discuss our second segment, but that's okay.
What was the second segment?
We're supposed to just talk about the observatory.
Oh.
But, we might go back next weekend. Because they are open next weekend.
Oh, yeah, we have to go back because it was cloudy and we didn't really get to enjoy the full experience.
They do observe the moon nights, and I think that'd be pretty freaking sick through that big telescope.
Yeah?
I'd like to see if they've got the nice big moon filters on those things, because
Well, I'm sure they do.
well, I try and use my moon filters, and it's still not enough. It still makes you blind. So you got to put like a blue or red filter on it, but the blue preserved more detail than the red, but it was still too bright for how much you were losing, and the red lost too much detail. It was nice and dim and didn't hurt your eyes, but you lost too much detail.
You just gotta go during like a quarter moon.
Oh, they only have specific times.
What?
They're not open every weekend.
Every Saturday. The website said every Saturday.
Maybe they just have specific... Oh, maybe that's the other one I was looking at.
Oh. Well, they're open every Saturday.
Oh, well, fair enough. I wonder... I bet if you go 4 times in a year, you've seen everything there is to see there. Because I bet they have about they run the same videos every... Okay, I guess we're just talking about it anyways. So last night, we went to an observatory around here. Not like, a university grade one.
Observatory? Why do you need air quotes?
Because most people, when they think of observatory, are thinking of giant telescopes on the top of a mountain. Used for university grade stuff.
No.
Well, no, you don't want a definition.
All it is just a building with an astronomical telescope. That's it.
Yes, but
why isn't it on top of a mountain?
No. When people think of an observatory, you have to specify that we went to a amateur observatory, not a professional observatory, because most people, when they hear the term observatory, think professional observatory. They don't think that there's such a thing as... Because we didn't know up until a few years ago that there were little observatories like this one.
Because I went to the one on Union Stadium when I was a little kid.
Okay, I didn't know that existed.
Oh, I went there when I was a little kid.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that existed.
Oh, well, there's your problem.
Well, not my problem.
Well, I'm sorry you were unaware.
How the heck did you end up going to that thing and I never did?
I think there was an article in the paper my parents read, and then they took me and my brother out there. Looked at Jupiter and Saturn. I think maybe it was the one at Holmes Lake. All I remember is going out to one of them when I was real little. Like, elementary school little.
Right. I remember I was across the road at my neighbor's, and they had a big telescope. We looked at Jupiter and Saturn with it.
Yeah.
But anyways.
But see, that's the thing, all that you can really use a telescope for with little kids is planets.
Well, that's exactly what they said.
The better if you have a really, really nice telescope, then you can enjoy some of the miser objects. But without a really good telescope, the miser objects will just look like little smudges, nothing more than a white dot.
Yeah, that's exactly what the guy said.
Yeah.
Well, what the guy was talking about, I don't know. They said they look at Andromeda there. I'm not sure how they do it.
Yeah, he made it sound like I could see Andromeda quite well, and yeah, I saw Andromeda, but it was a smudge.
Well, that's exactly what he said it was going to look like. He said it was going to look like a smudge.
Yeah, but I mean, like...
But they also, so you're supposed to be able to see it at night with the untrained eye, and my eye is pretty much trained at this point to look for Andromeda, and I'm pretty sure I'm seeing things when I say I can see it.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure what he's getting at.
Well, the ancient people claim to have seen it.
Yeah.
Claim to have spotted that specific star. And it actually wasn't until Hubble when they realized that it was another galaxy.
Right. They thought it was a nebula. They called them all of them nebula.
Yeah. They thought it was within our own galaxy because we've taken pictures of it, and it was through Hubble that we were able to find that there were galaxies that were receding away from us, and that there were galaxies that were not part of our own Milky Way.
Oh no, we're talking about actual Hubble, like the guy, right?
Yeah.
Because for a second, the way you said it, I was like, we're not talking about the telescope here. We're talking about the guy.
Hubble, 1920. Hubble.
Right. Well, anyways, no. So last night we went to an observatory, and like I said, if you went 4 times, like once in the summer, once in the fall, once in the winter, once in the spring, you'd see everything they'd had to offer because you'd sit there, watch all of their videos that they had to offer there, and then you'd be done.
Well, the next time something new, because they had a James Webb presentation, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, there'd be new presentations as new discoveries are being found.
True. You just have to get there at 8
Yeah.
instead of 9, like we did. Well, I wish they would.
But yeah, next time it's a clear night, and I'd say during the winter. We don't feel like, driving out to Friend when we go there.
They know what they need there?
What?
They should do sun observing.
Sun observing.
Yeah, get sun filters.
Yeah?
Because the sun looks real freaking cool through a big telescope.
Yeah?
I want to get a sun filter for my telescope, actually.
Well, yeah, then you can look at the eclipse.
Well, yeah, that too. So that's why I want. Maybe they have them, but like that's my thing, right? I think that's the. All of those are limited by how late the park's open. Because I guarantee you they'd have those open later than 11 o'clock.
They have what open? What, the place?
Yeah, the observatories.
Yeah.
Because they're only open till 11 o'clock. And I'm
Well,
like,
that, and you also have to consider, the average person's bedtime is coming pretty close on a Saturday night. The average person doesn't stay up past midnight on
yeah,
a
but
Saturday
for
night.
kids, but the adults by that point, I'd love to stay.
You will. I'm just saying, my parents, every Saturday night, them staying up till 1 a.m. is rare. They stay up to about 12:30 because that's when Saturday Night Live ends. Does it come off the air at like 12:30, I think?
Yeah, they're always watching Saturday Night Live.
Well, as soon as that show's over, they go to bed.
Mm.
And it's rare for them to be up much later.
But what did you think?
The only time they are up much later is if they're watching a movie.
What did you think of Hyde Observatory?
I mean, I thought it was decent. I mean, I would have just preferred to go. It would have been nice if it was clear.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the brief moment that we got to see Jupiter and Saturn, yeah, their telescopes had a lot more detail than mine ever did.
Yeah. I wonder. I swear I saw 2 bands on Jupiter, maybe even the red spot.
Yeah. Well, mine's supposed to be able to see bands and spots, and I think we did see bands. And
Yeah, I mean, you never know if there's spots there.
you said I was supposed to be able to see Titan too, at least 2 moons of Saturn.
Yeah. You gotta know what you're looking for, he said. Know their position.
And I don't know. I'm wondering if maybe they're eclipsed.
No, remember we Googled it. They weren't supposed to be when we were out there. I mean, at least I remember Googling it.
Well, the thing
Or
is...
maybe that was out when we were in the desert.
But the thing is, you have to remember, like, when you look up, is it eclipsed? If the moon is in front of Saturn, to me, that's still eclipsed. Because it's so bright, I can't tell if I'm seeing the... Like, the moon has to be on the outsides. If the moon's behind, it's eclipsed.
Yeah, it was out on the edge. Titan was out on the edge.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
But this might have been for the May trip.
Well, see, that's
I don't remember if I looked it up for. I know I didn't look it up for August.
If it's on the outer edges, then that's when you could see. If it's in front, I can't tell. Saturn's too bright.
Well, yeah.